All right, so I'm going to start up a new project in Cursor. I'm going to click Clone Repository, and I've already created a new one from the starter kit. I called it Marshall Demo Demo 2. Okay, and I'm going to go to Desktop, Python, and make a new folder. Actually, I think I can just select this one, and it should just put it right into Marshall Demo 2. Okay. And let's take a look at the requirements document. Notice how it has Gunicorn here now. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to terminal and we're going to create the venv file. So Python -m venv and hit enter, and it creates it real quick, and then we're going to activate it. All right. So we're going to turn it on. venv scripts with a capital S, activate. All right, so that's activated. Now if I go Python app.py, it says everything's not installed yet. Well, let's install it. Pip install -r requirements. And it will put them all in and do the install real quick. And it's going to go a lot faster because it's only going to put in these five little things. All right. Wait for that to finish up. Meanwhile, I'm going to open up another terminal. And in this terminal, I'm going to run Claude. All right. Yes, I trust it. I'm going to proceed. All right. So we're pretty good for right there. Let's go back to our first terminal and see if it's done. Looks like it is finished. Now I'm going to run the Python app.py, and it's running on 127. So I'm going to go to 127.0.0.1, 5000, and it's just a little tiny guy, and it should go pretty quick. And this is what it looks like when I get there. It's that little starter kit. Okay. So I'm going to change it to something I like. Okay. But before I do, I'm going to open up Heroku. So to go into Heroku, I'm going to go to Dashboard, Heroku, and it's all signed in already. So I'm going to say New, create a new app, and I'm going to call this one Marshall Demo 2. Oh, it says it's available. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to say create app. I'm going to click on GitHub, and I'm just going to paste in that repo that I did. I'm going to search for it, and it should find it. Well, it would find it, except I have all that other crap in there. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to hit search. And it still doesn't find it because I have this other stuff in here. Demo. Now let's do that. There you go. And it's demo 2. It's this guy. So I'm going to click connect. Very good. I'm going to say enable auto deploy and deploy branch. Okay. And at this point, I can go up and look at the activity and view the progress. And it should just be doing the install. So I can come down here and see. I should just say auto scroll with output. So it just keeps going down. All right. Saving the cache. Everything's installed. If I click open app, it's going to open up this app here, and it says welcome to your new app. That means it's not working yet. Okay. So it's almost done. It's still installing everything. If I get this screen, that means that my files haven't been pushed out. This is what's there if there's no files yet. So now it's still pushing everything out. Almost done. The first time it runs is always hard, always longer because it has to install all these things. The second time it doesn't do the download and it goes a little bit faster. and it says build is finished right here. So if I come back up here and hit refresh, now I have this. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is just change this to something else and watch that process work. So I'm going to go back over to Claude, and I'm going to say, I want to change the site title to my name, Brian Marshall, followed by demo 2. And then it's going to go through and just read a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. So it's going to go and say, I'm going to find all this stuff. I'm going to read it. I'm going to do all this. Like, it hasn't actually done the search and came up with what's here yet. All right. So I'm going to say 2 on this one. Just always allow the edits. And it says, all right, it's done. So if I go back over to that web, where were we at? All right, here, and hit refresh on this one, the localhost, hit refresh. It says here, Brian Marshall Demo 2. Okay. And it also says here, Brian Marshall Demo 2. So it changed it in both places. If I go over here to the actual site, it says GCSU AMS Starter Kit, LIS Starter Kit. I hit refresh. It did not change there. Okay. So what I want to do next is let's change the colors. Change the colors to yellow and purple. Now let's say purple and gold. And the content to Jones County, Georgia. All right, I'm going to do that. It should make some changes to stuff. Enough just so that I know that you're actually making changes, right? So it's updating the colors, and it's updating some of the content. All right, that's just about done. It's reading all the files. All right, it made all the changes. And now if I go back to the site and I go here and hit refresh, it should give me a little bit more look of and feel. So it did. Gave me a different look and feel about examples. Yep, a little bit different look and feel all the way through. So that's perfectly fine. Now, this one over here is not changed. See how it refreshes and nothing's changed? So now I'm just going to tell it, that is awesome. Push the changes to back to GitHub. I like to be positive with my AI friends. And it's going to ask me to push 2 and 1 a bunch of times because it's changing the files. So we'll see if it asks. All right, do you want to proceed? Yep. Let's say 1. It rebranded it. Let's say 1. Now it's doing all the Git stuff. Send, send, send. Yep, we got to give it permissions. So say yes, send it. I pushed 2 on that one so that it would be anytime it did. Now, it made all the changes. If I go back to that, if I go back to the code and click on activity, notice it's building again. Okay, it's building because Git was just updated. So as soon as this build is done, which is going to go by faster, okay, it's almost done. It says it's deployed. You got to wait till it says build loading output, and it is build finished. I come back over here and I hit refresh. It's all changed. I got demos. I got my about page. Everything looks perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay. So this site and this site should look the same now. Okay. Now, all we do now is we go into Access and you add me, this username here, brian.marshall@gcsu, as a collaborator. You also go back into your GitHub and add me as having access to it. With those two things, collaborator and that, having access to it, you then will just upload both of those. Actually, you only have to upload this one because your GitHub is going to be right here for me to click on. Okay, but you have to make sure you go back into GitHub and give me access to it too. So when I click on this, look at your code, it has to work. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a change to change from the starter menu. Could be just simple colors, the title bar here, and some content. Very easy. Okay, and then it to be working on Heroku. I'm also looking that you added me as access here and access on GitHub. That's it for demo 2. That took almost 11 minutes.